It gives me great pleasure now to call on Mr. Chisholm to introduce today's senior speaker, Clay Shuttlecock.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Usually by the time I get up to give one of these introductions, a fairly robust understanding of the young man who is standing behind me. I'm familiar with his hopes and fears, strengths and weaknesses, quirks and stereotypes. I also usually have a fairly good grasp of what his future will look like, even if it's only in hints. This is not the case with Clay Shuttlecock. That's not to say that I haven't spent time around Clay and gotten to know him closely. I've served as advisor for all of this time at Christ School, and even taught in 2 years as sophomore and junior. Our paths have crossed in countless conversations at advising lunch, or extra help, or just by passing each other in the hall. No, it hasn't been through a lack of face time that Clay has in many ways remained an enigma to me, but rather it's been the reality that Clay doesn't openly share himself much, choosing instead to wait and watch before speaking. The truth is that Clay is an observer and not a doer. Clay doesn't seem to get much joy out of creating experiences that add to his resume or accumulating contacts to network with later on. Instead, Clay chooses to wait and take in what's going on around him before acting. This sort of quality is not one that we celebrate much in our culture. We have a special appreciation for those who accomplish, achieve, or market themselves well over those who are patient and plan with caution and live in the background. We see much more concern with production and projection rather than what is actually produced. Clay also seems to have a type of unconventional wisdom that I find refreshing. One example of this quality is highlighted by the fact that Clay may have only eaten French fries for the entirety of his sophomore year at Christ School. He would go out to eat at Farmburger and he would just order a side of fries. At service level, this seems like a poor nutritional choice. But at the time I was reading The Martian, and I discovered that the main character, played by Matt Damon in the movie, was able to survive for years in space on just potatoes. I remember thinking distinctively at the time that perhaps Clay was onto something regarding simplicity and survival. Someone like Clay, a person who observes, postpones actions, truly puts him or herself on the path to wisdom. That's not to say that Clay hasn't made mistakes or acted with poor judgment at times. Instead, I'm talking about this general tendency to be still before moving. So when I think about Clay's future, I actually get quite excited, because I truly cannot predict what he will end up being or doing. A screenwriter in Hollywood? Sure, why not? An insurance salesman in Muskegon? I can see that too. I can also fathom a world where Clay is teaching philosophy at the university level, or running an alpaca farm. I truly have no idea where Clay will end up, but I'm confident that he'll be very intentional about that move when it comes time to act. Ladies and gentlemen, the unexpected and unpredictable Clay Shuttlecock.
Thank you, Mr. Chisholm. And I want to say thank you to everybody. My family for always supporting me, even when I made you mad. To my friends that I made here, to Mr. Krieger for giving me the opportunity to be here, and to all the staff that work so hard for me every day. Unlike some students here, I wasn't forced to go to Christ School. I chose to go to Christ School. I was not enjoying my old school in Wilmington. I talked to my parents, and they brought up a school I'd never heard of, Christ School. And I immediately said no. A boarding school on the other side of the state, that wasn't my thing. I don't even like going to camp, much less, a boarding school. That never even crossed my mind. There was no way I would go. But I laid in bed that night, and I thought about it a little bit. And I said, well, I don't like my old school. I'm not enjoying it, having a bad time, so it couldn't really be worse. So I said, okay. And it was a rough start. Cal Caffrey was my roommate. We had some interesting conversations though. I did get into trouble. I went to the Honor Council twice. But at Christ School, when you mess up, they want you to learn from your mistakes. They're not out to get you. don't just want to send you home. They want you to grow and become better when you mess up. And now I just think a little more before I do something stupid again. And I just want to say, everyone here, make the most of your time in Christ School. Make friends. And if you go to the Honor Council, don't let it get you down. Just learn from it. Thank you.